What's up, everybody? So, I guess today's video, I'm sure somewhere in the title or thumbnail I haven't drawn it or figured it out yet, but I'm going to be talking about selling Tesla in Meta. Selling all... No, I'm just kidding. I do want to talk about, well, we got to address the rumors as far as Meta goes, with Zuck leaving, give you my opinions on that. Tesla is just in still a free fall. So to explain just what even brings this conversation up is short term, right? So I trader, that's where I get my main income. We're gonna talk about my investment account today, though. While I do sell option shares and everything like that, investment account. Short term, I don't think the bottom's in. I do think we're probably about to rally, and I want to take advantage of that, which is why I'm talking about this. Because right now my average on Meta is 127, and then 193 as far as Tesla goes. Now I have a lot of both now. My averages were higher. These sometimes I talk. These two I do buy. I did buy pretty regularly. And then just stopped. But on the way down, had to buy more because I do that's actually they like to. How do you say they build themselves? What I don't want to say is just free money, easy money, just keeps it going. I've had to buy more to bring my average down because in everything in my investment account, if there's 100 shares, it's got a contract assigned to it. I do sell out of the money. I call it, just children's allowance. But for things like Tesla and Meta, children are getting paid, even selling out of the money. They do carry a certain amount of volatility with them. Which has been awesome. But when they do sell off and they get that far away, it's nothing. These are my top two positions. One I don't mind buying more of. But just with real estate coming up, I think there's about to be some deals next year for real estate. I need to bring down the volatility in my account just so I can, borrow against that if should the deal rise. I don't want to dip into it, but if things get crazy, I want to be able to do it. So being that I have a lot, we're pretty close here. I don't want to keep dumping it into it. The allocation I have in there, totally fine with. So this is more of a me changing, not I bought too much and I'm in way over my head. Yeah, that's something a lot of people I think slip into. You got to be mindful of your allocation, or sell-offs like this can really throw you out, and then you're really caught, and you're about to make an emotional decision to sell at the bottom. So what I'm actually going to start doing, and I hope to just take advantage of this in the next couple of weeks, we can just get a push. I'm actually going to start selling calls at those, just right at the money. Depending on what kind of premium I get on Meta, my average is 127. I might sell the 125s if I can get a couple bucks out of them. At least bring it there. I'm going to do that just to dial it back. That's all. Dial back the positions in there. And when I mentioned bring down the vol, same with Tesla. I'll probably just sell some 195s, and then let some shares go. Every contract that I let expire in the money, your calls get called away. That's where it gets the name, right? So shares get put to you if you sell puts, and then calls, your shares get called away. So I'm hoping that does happen. Essentially, I'm going to get paid to put a limit order out there to sell it. So while it's been great, gonna dial it back. I've been buying a lot of actually just SPY, QQQ, and IWM, and that's probably where I'll put the funds for now. I might just load up a little bit more on SPY just for a little bit less volatility, and buy that dip. But I want to address the rumors that happened with Meta and kind of get my overall opinion on that. So we heard today that Zuck might be leaving in 2023. And first of all, both companies leaving the job, Elon and Zuckerberg. I think they're not the only ones there. They're not the only employee. They're actually not carrying that much weight. Don't get me wrong. I think they're great for what they did. But if Elon just packed up and left, said, "I'm rich, I'm just going to retire," they're not going to stop making the Model 3s. Things are still going to happen. They've already come so far that it'd be a hard ship to sink at this point. So I'm not necessarily worried about that, but what's going on with Meta? And I bring this up because they've already announced that that's just fake, those are rumors, but for a rumor to get out and for you to find out about it like that, that's where I kind of put the, you can call it tinfoil hat or whatever you want, Are they putting the feelers out? Because now I'm questioning, like, hey, why did that rumor even just get out? Is it talked about that got leaked? Did somebody just intentionally start it? It's just dumb? Or are they trying to say, like, hey, how would our stock react if we did this? It'd be a crappy time to do it, low volume, Thanksgiving week. That'd be the worst time to release a rumor like that. I don't know. And right now, if that were to happen, then I would probably close that position. Right now, Meta's sinking. It's headed south. Buying these two volatility-wise, I'd probably pin them both in the same group. You're both of these. You're buying the what's next story, and their ability to get it done. Now, Meta got re-indexed across the board, so Apple and Google basically ganged up on Meta, so now you can't really track it. Meta can't track all their data on those phones, making it hard for advertisers. So they did pull back on that. Zuckerberg, I think he saw this coming and went all in on the metaverse, right? Ready Player One stuff, which I think is actually the right move. I'm on board that move. A lot. I know a lot of people just want to be happy to sell just sell ad revenue and that's it, or not. Just sell ads and make that ad revenue. Like, I sound like a YouTuber talking about right now. I don't know. If Zuck leaves, I bet you'll probably see some inflows as far as the ticker price goes, and I would sell into that strength and I'd let it go, because I do think as they play out, they need to be on the next thing. Those ads, they're probably cool and all, but I don't know. Is it enough? Is it enough to really keep it going? I don't know how awesome of a business model it is, because things are just ever changing. I do think Zuck saw that coming. I think that's why he doubled down on the metaverse stuff, like the Oculus stuff. I think that's going to be the next thing. Now that is not going to be tomorrow, next month, next year. That is the next 10 years kind of play. But I think that's going to be huge with how just addicted personalities. People are just being lazy. We saw what they can do where you're looking at your laptop, but through the goggles. You can still see your desk, your laptop, 13 monitors. You could be a super trader right now. You could be just like Ross with an Oculus and not 14 monitors and a power source for all of those, and a computer big enough. There's a lot of cool things. There's a lot of benefits to that. So I do like that Zuck took on that. I do understand why Meta sold off because of that, because they like just hey, let's just keep the business model as it is. It might as well be a dividend ticker. Let's just collect money and we'll just sit on our hands and we'll be fine. And I know everybody loved Meta for that in the first place, but I got really on board the metaverse thing. So if Zuck were to leave, then this position would be gone. As it stands right now, while this was my number one position for the longest time. Tesla just recently took it over. I can't have it that if Zuck does leave. I like how he was going, and I don't want to call it innovation, but what's the next new exciting thing, the next ramp up, I think is going to be the Oculus. So that being said, for now, selling into strength. I think we have FOMC tomorrow. I think we're gonna be bullish. I think we're gonna we'll probably talk about how the Feds are probably gonna dial it back, and then the first time the market's gonna just confirm that. Then we'll worry about it later when Powell comes out and says, "Just kidding," or we don't like the markets rallying and brings it back. But yeah, so I want to talk about that, just in general, kind of throw my 2 cents out there. So when you hear me say, like, I sold calls first of all, you're going to hear me say calls and these tickers in the same time. And maybe you're going to congratulate me. That always happens because people don't understand you can buy the call or sell the call. So you're going to hear calls as these things go up, and essentially I won't be making the unlimited profits. I'll be using that to get out with a little cherry on the top, basically. Again, doing that to dial back the position. And to sum it up, if Zuck leaves and they don't like that metaverse play, and I get it if you don't. Quite frankly, this is my account, not yours. So again, it's not financial advice. I don't even care about your opinion. Like in a negative way. I really don't care for that. I'll have debates with anybody. there is a certain level of risk when it comes to the metaverse, because what if it doesn't take off? I get that. Anyway, the stream's been ADD enough. I'll wrap it up here. That's my thoughts on Tesla and Meta. So in the next couple weeks, hopefully we're bullish. I'm going to use that time to sell some calls, and then just I'm not collecting that children's allowance. I'm collecting the at the money premium. And then I'm going to let those things go, use that to dial it back, and then I'm going to put that into the S&P, which is a lot less volatile. And if you have an account big enough, you can borrow against that, which is a loan, not a taxable event. And then you have more money, but you're still in the market, so it's growing. Anyway, talk to a CPA about that, because I'm definitely not. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. I'll see you guys in the next video.